Guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be making authentic Nigerian jollof rice with a twist. Okay, all right guys, these are the ingredients we're going to be needing for this rice. So I have 2 bell peppers, 1 scotch bonnet pepper, 1 long pepper. I wanted the red one but I couldn't find, so I had to use the one I have in the freezer. So that is the rice I'm using. I'm going to be using not black pepper but white pepper, and that is my my stock Maggi or whatever you call it. But I'm going to be using thyme, rosemary, curry, paprika, about 4 onion, bay leaf, vegetable oil, that is the chicken, as you can see there. So this is my salt, and this is my tomato paste. This is homemade tomato paste. I have a video of that. I'm going to be linking them at the description. Okay, and I'm also going to be listing everything I use. Like the rice is 500 grams. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to blend the peppers, onion, and scotch bonnet peppers. I don't like using water to blend my peppers. Alright guys, I'm done blending the peppers. Now I'm going to transfer them into the pot and allow them to cook down. You know, those bell peppers, the liquid that comes with them. So yeah, as that is cooking, I'm going to slice my chicken. This is not hard chicken and it's not soft chicken. It's in between. It's called gallo in Italian, okay, but it's not the hard kind of gallo or the hard kind of chicken. Okay, so I'm going to cut them into pieces. As you can see, I'm using the back of the knife to hit the bone. Okay, I don't know if you can notice, if you notice what I'm doing there. So I'm going to go ahead to do that, then we proceed. Okay, now I'm done with the chicken, so it's time to season our chicken. You can use beef to do this, you can use turkey as well. Okay, so I'm just going to roughly chop the onion. I'm using 1 medium onion for this. So after that, I'm going to add the onion into the pot and season the chicken with poultry seasoning. You can add Maggi. So I added some thyme, bay leaf, white peppers, and you can season them to your taste. Okay. Okay guys, now I added that powdered cube, which I did not use up to that a teaspoon. So I'm going to add fresh water into the chicken. Now I'm going to put them to cook. I almost forgot adding salt. Don't do that, okay? All right, the chickens are well cooked. Now they are out of the heat, so I'm adding oil into my pan. I'm going to allow the oil to heat up because we're going to be using frying method for this chicken. You can actually use oven or air fryer. I have options. I normally use oven or air fryer, but this recipe I'm going to be frying for those of you that don't have oven or air fryer. So go ahead and fry the chicken until they are golden brown but not hard. Okay, it's going to take about 5 to 6 7 minutes to be well fried. Okay guys, as you can see, I'm turning the chickens over to make sure that both sides are well fried. So this is time to take our chicken off the oil. Yes, Can you see that yummy color, that golden brown? That is what you'll be aiming. Okay, so I'm going to remove the chickens from the oil, filter the oil, because that same oil I'm going to be using them for stew. Okay, so I'm going to do that, then I will bring you guys back. So here, as you can see, the same pan, I use kitchen paper to clean it, filter the oil. So I added onion. This is not white onion, guys, and I'm adding all the seasoning at the same time. This onion they call shallot. That's shallot. I don't know. Just, you know what I mean, okay? If you don't have that, you can use red onion, but in Italy I found out that red onion is sweet like white onion. Okay, so it's always good to use those tiny shallot oil onion, those tiny ones. I'm going to look for the picture and insert here, all right, or the name at the description. So I'm going to saute the onion for like 2 minutes, then I'm adding my homemade tomato paste. The homemade tomato paste, I'm going to stir them and allow them to cook for 5 minutes before adding the mixture of the bell peppers that I blended earlier. Okay guys, this is after 5 minutes. I'm going to be adding my pepper mixtures that I blended earlier and allowed them to cook a little bit, because you don't want to add liquid into this. So I'm going to allow them to cook for 10 minutes before you know, or until you know that they are well cooked. You know, when those tomato sour leave the stew. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be doing, but I'm not going to be adding seasoning into this. Okay, like Maggi and other. I've already added the normal seasoning, but I'm not going to be adding Maggi into this because the stock contains Maggi, so the taste is enough. So I added a little bit salt, stir them, and as you can see, the color have changed and the oils are on top of these tomatoes. It means that our stew is ready. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and unveil our secret ingredients. The reason why I said that this jollof rice is with a twist. Okay, so into the pan, I'm going to be throwing a tablespoon of butter. You can use margarine if that is what you have. Allow the butter to melt, okay, before adding the onion. So I'm adding a little bit of onion, not onion, the same shallot. I don't know, sorry, pardon me guys. Okay, I'm going to saute that for like 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. You don't want to overcook that onion. Okay, so after that, I've already parboiled the rice like 30 minutes before this period. Okay, and allow the rice, you know, to drain all the water. I don't want to add water into this particular stage. All right, so this is after 2 minutes. I'm adding the rice into the pot. I know you will say, what? Don't worry, don't scream until you give this recipe a try. Okay, so I'm going to stir the rice for like 2 minutes, just only the rice, the butter and the onion, for 2 minutes over a medium heat. Okay, okay, the next secret ingredient I'm going to be adding is white wine. Yes, dry cooking white wine. Don't panic yet, guys. If you don't like wine, skip this this wine process, but use the butter and onion method to do this. You're going to love it. Okay, so I'm going to allow that wine to evaporate, like completely evaporate. Okay, when you don't see any liquid in the rice. All right, don't worry guys. I know you said this is not Nigerian jollof rice. You know, it's not, you know, there is no harm in trying new things, but trust me, this recipe that I created, you are going to love it. Your loved ones are going to love it. It's something different, you know, something different. It doesn't hurt anyone. All right, now the wine is done evaporating. As you can see, I'm using that spoon because I don't want to get into too much oil into this rice. Okay, so I'm using that spoon to filter the oil. I need only the tomatoes and just a little bit of oil in the rice. So this is why I'm using that spoon to put the stew into the rice. But you can just pour everything inside the rice. Is your choice. If you love oil, that is okay, but I can cook with oil, but at the end of the day I will filter the oil out of the food. So I'm going to stir everything all together, like stir the rice together until everything is well combined before adding water. All right, guys, at this stage I'm going to be adding the stock that came out of this chicken. So as you can see, I don't want to add those cooked onion or seasoning that I added into the chicken, so I filter them out as well. I'm adding fresh water because the stock is not enough, so I added fresh water. I don't like adding too much water into my jollof rice. I love to, have the water to be at the same level with the rice, because I use low heat to cook my rice. I don't use high heat or even medium heat to cook the rice. I cook them on a low heat, like the lowest heat you have at home. So after that, I'm going to add just a tiny bit of salt. If you have this type of pot I use, please use this type. Don't use non-stick pan. So this is after like 10 minutes. I'm back to stir the rice to make sure that everything is cooking well. Honestly, I don't like using aluminium, because aluminium can be toxic. In case if you're using aluminium to cook, don't use too much aluminium, because it can be very, very toxic. All right, so instead of that, get yourself a good quality pot like this one with that same cover. It helps a lot. It makes a big difference than non-stick pot. So while the rice is cooking, now I'm going to mix the chicken with the rest of the stew, which is totally optional, guys. You don't have to do it if you don't want this. The chicken are tasty already. It is just me, mixing the chicken with the rest of the stew I have at hand. All right. So this is after another 10 minutes. I'm back again stirring that rice, giving them a good stir to make sure that some parts are cooking and some parts are not cooking. I want to make sure that everything is cooking very well. So make sure you stir them. Don't be scared that they're going to burn. Stir your rice. As long as you're cooking them under a low heat, nothing is going to happen to your rice. All right. So after stirring them, I'm going to put the lid on back and allow that to cook, because we are almost there. Guys, this is the final stage. Our rice is well cooked, dry. So I'm adding a teaspoon of butter again and some bell peppers, which is optional, into the rice. Just give them a quick stir, and I'm going to cover the pot again just to allow the rice to rest for like 10 minutes before dishing them out, or like 5 minutes is enough, not 10 minutes. Okay. So this is me after 5 minutes. Now this is another thing I love to do when I use a lot of oil or butter. I know they are going to stick at the bottom, or mostly I do this whenever I prepare jollof rice. Okay, so taking the rice out of the pot when the rice it's still hot helps you to get rid of that excess oil that stay at the bottom of the pot. But if you love it, with all pleasure, you can just allow it to enjoy your rice like that. This is just me. I don't like to eat too much oil, so I love to filter my food. When the food is full of oil, I love to filter them. So as you can see, that oil, that is what I was getting rid of. So I'm getting rid of it, but you can actually enjoy it if this is your choice. Okay, so I'm going to wipe that off, and here is the final result, guys. I'm adding the chickens into the rice. Guys, you will not regret trying this rice with wine and this method of jollof rice. Don't say this is not how to make Nigerian jollof rice. There is no harm in trying new things. Give this rice a try this season. You will come back to tell me, well done, Tessie. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe this video, and to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in my next one. God bless you all. Bye.